So last week we looked at the basic structure of a game and making a character. This week we're going to look a little more at making the world of the game look really cool and special. So like last week we're going to do builder, and instead of doing games or characters, we're going to do art and backgrounds. So let's do art first. And I figured first we could work on what the ground looks like in our world. So I'm going to press create new artwork. And I'm going to do two different versions of the ground, one for the very, very top and one for like deep underground. And you'll notice that you have a grid here, and this is just like the one that we use for our character. So we have the 13 by 13 square grid, and we have the colors over here, and these just represent colors. And you can change which colors they are based on clicking it and kind of selecting it down here. So I think I want to keep that green, actually make it a little darker. I'm going to make this a shade of brown. I think I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to make this one gray. I want grass, dirt, and rocks. All right, so now I'm going to just start filling this in. Cool. All right, and now I'm going to use this gray to make rocks like this. So when you look at this from kind of far away, it'll kind of look like little jagged rocks. See. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, so now when you're happy with how it looks, you can press this again and press create new art. Once again, it'll make a new tile. All right, so I want to make sure I have the same shade of brown. So we're in orange, and I selected this one. And let's see, I want to make the green, that shade, and I also want the same shade of gray. All right, so now I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm just going to fill it in brown, but just up to here. And see when I do that, I'm going to add the rocks because I want it to look like it's kind of, when this one's next to the other tile, I want it to look like they kind of just like blend into each other. There we go. All right, happy with that. And now I want it to look like there's some grass right here because this is going to be the very top layer where the characters walk in. You have some of it, it's a little uneven, make it look kind of realistic. Cool. All right, so that's my dirt and my ground. So now I'm going to go back to the game builder. And now you can go down to the second tab right here, press the plus button. And under artwork, we'll see our two options here. So I'm going to do both of them actually. Oh, do one at a time. So do that one. Click it up there, and then do the other plus button right here to add the second one. So now those are both appear down here. And now, wherever you want to add this one with the grass, you just select it and put it right here. And now all these other ones are underground, so I'm going to select the second one, just kind of fill it in like that. Oops. Gonna keep going like that. Gonna go back and correct the thing that I did right there. Cool. Nice, so now it looks like it's just kind of some rocky ground and some grass on top. Now, last time we did a little, made the enemy look a certain way, and we also had, explored the dangers and stuff. So let's look at how to change the danger too. So let's see. Remember we had lava last week? So I'm going to make the lava look a certain way. Cool. And I'm going to add some orange. So I'm just going to kind of be like a regular, kind of like swirling, fiery colors. Maybe a little bit of. Now let's go. Oh, and maybe I can do one that's like erupting lava too. I'm gonna do that one, and then I'm gonna do same thing, but I'm just actually gonna have this be kind of coming out like this. So this is the bottom of the block. So I'm not even gonna fill the whole thing. I'm just gonna make it look like it's kind of like spewing out into the air. A few like that. Cool. All right, so now let's go back to our game. And I'm gonna first make a little volcano here. I'm gonna put some red. I'm gonna have this one at the very top here, which is coming out of the ground. Now, if I go here to the second tab, I just have to press plus. Now I have my lava, so I'm gonna select that one first. Press the other one, do that one. So now, if I select the underground lava and then change it like this, and then the above ground lava, I can select it here and do that. Now it looks like it's an erupting volcano. And we coded it as red before we started changing it around, so that should act like a danger. And it is. See, we lose our life points when we bump into it. Oh, that's actually where I thought up. Cool. And to do the same thing with the other ones, you could make this, say, like a piece of rock that you're moving out of the way because this is a movable object. So kind of imagine that you made that into a rock. You could make the enemy a snake, kind of like what we did before, or just kind of design it how you want your enemy to look. You can make this into a coin. So let's do that as an example. Say you wanted the gold or the yellow to be a coin, you could just make it like a coin like this. Like that, and then maybe a little bit of an accent like this. Go back to Game Builder. Add some yellow. I'm going to put a bunch of these here. Go to the second tab, press the plus button, press the coin. Now it's down here. It's highlighted, and now we can just press these. So now these are coins. Pretty cool, huh? And those act like coins. They disappear when add to your points because we coded it as the yellow first before we started decorating it. So that's why it's important to kind of design your game first. All right, so now let's do our last little thing. We're going to do background. So if you go to the last one, background builder, and then go to create new background. Now this will be what is behind the whole game, and so it's not a grid this time. They're much more little squares, so you can actually just kind of color it in like this. So I use the paint bucket, and I'm going to actually make it nighttime. I'm going to turn the gray to black, and then I just make a bunch of stars in the background. I think I'm going to use this one, and then I'm just going to change the brush size a little bit. But I'm still on paint bucket. So switch to crayon, change the brush button, change the color. Here we go. Make little stars in the background like that. When I look at it, maybe I think I want those to be white because that's a little too yellow. Maybe I want some smaller ones too, so there's some other smaller ones in the background like that. Yeah, you get the idea. Go to edit. And down here, you see the picture of the clouds. You just press that, and then this will appear right here. So you select the background that you want, and it just changes it, just like that. Cool. So those are the basic ways that you change the look of the blocks around and the background. And this will be important once we start to design our final game that we want, and the story that we're telling. So I'll post some challenges in your Bloxels inbox, and you can try those out this week. And just kind of experiment and play around with it. It's a lot of fun to kind of make it your own special game. And I hope everyone has a great week.